My name is Sam. I am the business director here at Grosvenor. Grosvenor is one of the most exciting and unique companies I know of and I've ever worked with. It's founder-led, it's led by passion, it's led by a true desire to deliver something excellent. Each site is individual. They've been sort of handpicked and designed by our founders. And every single detail you see, from what's been put on the plate to what's been poured in a glass, has been picked out by the team at Grosvenor. I think the key factors of the operational excellence program was the fact we got everybody together, head chefs, general managers, and the senior team, to really understand, why we're going to this system, why we're going to S4. We were finding that a lot of team were on in points of the business where they weren't needed for our guests. We didn't have much visibility on the data which showed us when we needed the guests in. And S4 sort of gave us that opportunity to really sort of dig deep into the business and sort of take a hard look at when's most productive and when's not. They gave some really good feedback on potentially where we could move some people to certain areas, maybe having too many people on early and it left that there weren't many people on later. It just highlighted a focus onto some of the sort of finer aspects of writing a rota and how we plan our week. We found that to maximise the S4 sort of system, the implementation process meeting was probably one of the most key things we did. The guys at S4 who came for that meeting, I felt they were listening to us as well, which was really important. They were taking on our comments. It's more like a discussion and we worked through it together rather than being told this is the way the system works, you have to operate this way. We learned that S4 is a hugely sort of powerful tool to have at our fingertips. It was a deep dive and we opened our eyes, and with some incremental changes to each business meant that as a whole, Grosvenor became more productive, more efficient, and certainly on site, it gave a lot of control and knowledge to the fingertips of our general managers. The Goldilocks visits involved the S4 consultants visiting the individual sites to bespoke the system and establish the perfect rota for each individual rota build. On that basis, we then worked out the rhythm and routine of the week of when we needed people in and when we didn't. Then we can sort of start expanding out on bigger sales, and it gave us a good platform and a confident platform to grow the business from. The program with S4 from start to finish was incredibly useful. Anybody would be a bit apprehensive about changing such a huge system as the payroll system and the rota writing system, but the guys at S4, again with their knowledge and their sort of passion for what they do, gave us a lot of confidence in the change was right. We found as a business we were taking more money and the cost, our labour cost, was actually staying the same. So the 2 and 3% swing in sort of labour costs was actually down to more sales rather than that horrible word of cutting and chopping hours. Almost a year down the line, we're still seeing the benefits. The team, from head chefs, general managers to the senior team, are looking at the business in a very different way to what we were a year and a half ago. They're looking at a more sales-driven way rather than a cost-cutting way. They're looking at opportunities, I think, is the key thing. It's a much more positive way of looking at a rotating system. Those habits we built at the start of looking at rotas and when we need people and when we don't, and being quite honest about it, has flowed through the whole year and is now part of the culture and the everyday habit of an operator at Grosvenor. The support from the S4 Labour team was actually fantastic. The fact we could just call someone up and ask for some advice or some help was invaluable, and again that sort of partnership has been ongoing. I know that the teams in all the sites feel they've got someone to call. It sort of gives you a whole load of confidence that the system is built for you rather than just a system on a computer. I would recommend S4 and the S4 team to any business which is feeling like they've got more to get out of their properties, out of their business, out of their wage line. Partnering up with S4 means you are getting almost like an extra business partner in delivering more sales to keeping the same labour line, to improving habits in your business, to increasing productivity, and again, just having that sort of sounding board on such a big issue, which is the labour line, and having some experts there to really sort of work with you to drive your business forward for the future.